All right, so I want to talk about E-Day for a little bit. What I think it should have as a casual noob at Gears. Okay, when I started playing Gears, that was back in 3. Like, I played the story mode for 2 on up. I skipped 1. Don't ask me why. And I was only playing Horde and Beast mode, and maybe a little bit of Wingman from time to time. But it wasn't until Gears 4 where I started getting a little bit serious and like, oh, wait a minute, like, like this might be something I have to grind to get better at. Because anyway, I think E-Day needs to have a balance between the wall bouncing, the Lancer. I'm like, to me, the Lancer, like, they say that that's the staple in Gears. Like, JD's on the cover, it's like the iconic thing in Gears, and I get that. But when matches take 20 minutes because the other team does not want to move because they're all posted up in their spots ready to gun you down when they see you. Just imagine if both teams was like that. Nobody wanted to push. You got all 10 people or 8 people, if they only knock it down to 14. Like, imagine if all 8 or 10 people just don't move. How many stalemates there'll be? That, to me, is what is killing the game. I am not saying that you shouldn't Lancer. I'm saying there's a time and there's a place for it. Like, when everybody's doing it is when it becomes a problem. I do think that if there is a mechanic, I don't know. Once again, I'm not going to complain about a problem and not try to come up with a solution. Even if it is a dumb solution, I'm going to throw it out there anyway. If anybody on either side is spending more than 2 minutes in one spot, there's got to be something to where somebody from the enemy team can spawn behind them. Like, let's just say if they get killed or whatever, or die or unalive, whatever word I'm supposed to say on here. Like, if there's a way that they can randomly swap the spawns, like in Free For All in 5, when you die, you don't spawn in just that same spot the whole time. Like, you swap. So if there's somebody that's been in the spot for like a minute 30, 2 minutes, have somebody from the enemy team spawn behind them, so that, because it opens up the game a little more, in my opinion. Because, like I said, I'm a casual gamer. I'm not a pro player. I've never won money in tournaments and all this other stuff. This is just a casual player who sees that there needs to be some kind of change with that kind of stuff. Not saying you can't Lancer, even though I despise Lancering. I get it, it's part of the game. I'm just saying that sometimes when you do a little too much, then that's a problem. We got everybody on the other team sitting there, and casual gamers, we don't like to sit there for 20 minutes because, like, we're trying to sweat out like it's a $10,000 match or something like that. We just want to get on the game, play, win, lose, curse each other out, and then call it a day. But I kind of feel like Gears is shifting more towards Call of Duty. Like, yeah, the wall bouncing and the shooting over cover is unique, but people still play it the same way as Call of Duty. And it's not like Call of Duty at all. Okay, not at all, but you know what I mean. So I can't, like, that's what I think. That they should find a way to deal with the Lancer. With hackers, I'm pretty sure there's a way that they can deal with it. I do hope that they find a way to deal with the hackers. And I'm talking about for the Zen users. I just found out about a Zen, I think 3 days ago, from some guy on YouTube. Like, I've heard the word before, but I never paid attention to it until the dude was like, he was on Gears, and he was saying, and I think it had like the little Zen thingy. I think it pops in the bottom of the controller or something like that. And apparently it makes your shots better or stronger, something like that. But it's annoying that hackers on both PC and on the controllers, like, you guys are so desperate to win to where you guys will do anything. Like, killing the fun out of the game, which is what I thought games were supposed to do. It was supposed to take your stress away from life. Even though you're raging at the game, but it's still fun at the end of the day, because that's why you keep coming back to it. But now you got these people that's so desperate to win, or you got your trolls, but more desperate to win people using these cheats. Instead of just trying to get good at the game, they would rather cheat, hack, whatever you want to call it. So obviously there's got to be a way to deal with stuff like that. Some kind of mechanism to where they can detect if something is abnormal about how the way the player is playing. Like, if you know the max speed that you should be able to shoot, I don't know, and I'm gonna just throw something randomly out there, is like 2 Nasher shots in a 5-second window. You shoot, it takes a little bit, and then you shoot again, it takes a little bit. But then you got this other joker over here who's shooting like every 2 seconds. There has to be a way for the game to detect, okay, wait a minute, this ain't normal. This guy got to be investigated, or this person got to be investigated. Something. Like, once again, I'm not going to complain about something and not try to throw out a solution, no matter how stupid. Okay? Because sometimes, who knows? It could be implemented. I don't know. But all I do know is that Gears is a fun game, and it can still be fun even to the new people who is pretty much like intimidated because of the wall bouncing. And I think that's another thing that like another reason why people don't shift towards Gears more like a Call of Duty or Battlefield or Rainbow, just like all them other shooters, because those shooters are easy to play. Like, obviously, like I'm sure there's like different skill mechanics and all that stuff in Call of Duty and all that, but it does not top Gears. I don't care what you say, it does not top Gears at all. So there's a learning curve when you got to do the wall bouncing, but I believe it should be limited. The backsliding and the cartwheels and all this other stuff that folks be doing on the controller, that it shouldn't, in my opinion, it shouldn't be in the game. Regular wall bouncing, you hit them with a strafe or two, man. You give them skibbity paps, and then boom. Well, I've said like about 30 times in this video. That's crazy. But you guys know what I'm trying to say. I hope that when E-Day does get released, I heard it was I didn't hear, but I read it was somewhere in September that they was going to release it. I don't know. I hope so. But I do hope that they do put some love and attention into this thing, and they are consistently looking for ways to improve the game. Whether it starts out as a flop and then ends up getting better because they're listening to the community, or they're implementing some new ideas or whatever, or it's a great game right out the gate. I hope that they find a way to balance it. So yeah, that's my rant, and yeah, that's pretty much all I got for you guys, man. Can't wait for this game to come out. But anyway, I'm out of here. Deuces.